Next up, the fastest 5 minutes in search. Welcome back to the show, Blair Bursey, and also from our Getty Images North America research team, Daniel Montoya. Hi, Daniel. Hi, Blair.
Hello.
Hi, Rachel. Yeah, as you said, I am part of the North America research team. We have offices in New York, Chicago, and I'm in the Los Angeles office. And I work with clients all over the world to help them find the perfect video for their campaign. And so I'm very familiar with how to search the website and find what you need a little quicker. So, Blair, thanks for joining me. Let's say that you're my client. What is a type of video that you've been looking for lately?
I'm going to make this time work for all of us. I'm going to give you something that I actually need to find. So, with everybody returning to the office, it's just not feasible for me to send a crew to everyone's office and see what it looks like. And I think a lot of companies are looking for ways to boost millennial morale and just kind of showing them that everyone's happy to be back together again. So, I'm looking for office footage that reflects current kind of millennials in the office. Do you have something for me?
Yeah, absolutely. Let me get started, and I'll share my screen. Let's go ahead and, as you can see here, we're on the landing page of Getty. But before I show you the 3 tips, I wanted to let you know that number one, I'm logged in. And number two, I have 2 windows open, and I'll tell you why. On the second window, I'll go ahead and I'll create a board on the top right, and I'm gonna label this the 5 minutes of search. And the reason I'm creating this board now is that way when I'm adding assets on my other tab, I can kind of look to see where I'm at creatively. Maybe I have too many close-up shots, maybe I have too many pulled back shots. That way I can kind of give you a good variety. Okay, let's get into the 3 items I'll be showing you today. The first one is Boolean. So that means using the term not to filter out what you don't need, because it's really easy, or it's easier to know what you don't need versus what you're exactly looking for sometimes. So let's go ahead and search woman office. On the right here, you'll see my little caret is on creative video. And the first thing you see here is that we have over 250,000 assets, and that's just way too many to look through. So let's scroll down to filters for location, because earlier I remember you said that it's really important to be in the geographical location of where your campaign is running. So let's say for this example, let's set it for USA. So automatically that takes it down to 23,000 assets. So, it's a little bit more manageable. Now, as we scroll down and look, you see there are people wearing masks, and everybody's return to office strategy looks a little different. So some people will continue working from home, others will be able to go back to work in an office setting. But to give you a little bit more options, let's just be mindful of how everybody's going to return to work. We can include the mask, but for this, let's say not mask. So this is a
Perfect.
Boolean term not. So let's filter that out. So if we scroll down, you can see it removed some of those. It should remove most of them. So let's say you like this, you like this, and say you also like this. But I want you to focus here. You still see, now there's groups of people. So going back to everybody's back to work strategy is a little different. Let's just say, let's filter out groups of people too. So let's say not group. And that brought me down to 15,000 assets. So if we scroll down, we should not see as many people in groups, just to be mindful if you're working on a spot and they want to, show back to the office, but, it's not going to be like it was before for some time. So let's keep going down and adding some images that you like, clips that you like. Okay, let's go here. let's go here. Okay, now this is where my other tab comes into place. Let's say we kind of filled every box that we need. Now, if we look on the tab on the top left, let's go to our board. So if I'll go ahead and I'll refresh that, and you'll see all of my assets are here.
Oh, that's wonderful.
So from here, you can go ahead. Yeah, you can go ahead and say like, you know what, I have too many of the same perspective. Let's change it up. So to recap, we go back here. Using the term not will help you filter out what you don't need. And you know what's great is you can actually just continue building this string. So if you want to say not group, not indoors, or not on, not on the phone, not on phone, just get creative and until you find what you need. So secondly, let's go back to our board. And the second tip I'm going to show you is keywords. So say you like this shot, go ahead and click on this. And if we scroll down, say you're running out of inspiration for keywords, you're like, you know what, I really like this shot, but I'm not sure, what else I can add to my search string. Let's scroll down to the keyword section, and here is where you will find all the keywords that are attached to that asset. So let's say millennial generation, which you had just brought up. So let's go back to my search, and I'll scroll all the way up. For this example, I'll remove the location filter, and I'll say, let's put millennial generation. And you're going to want to put it in quotes. That way it could be locked together as one search term. So millennial generation, we're search in one rather than searching for millennial and generation. So let's go ahead and click enter. And now we're down to 9,000 assets. And remember, we started at 256. So this is great. So you'll scroll down, add more clips that work here for you. Some office, some at home. And if you click this one, yeah, it's a great portrait. So that's another way, and each asset, if you scroll to the bottom, will have its corresponding keywords. So you can go and look through these that you like and find what other keywords will inspire your search. Okay, one last thing before I show you all of the assets. So I'll go back to my tab where my board is, my 5 minutes of search. And let's say I scroll down and I really like this one at the bottom. Or actually, let's go with this one. So it's two people. Looks like it's a small office, mindful of COVID and what different protocols everybody has to adhere by. So let's say you like this and you're like, I really like this shot. I like the models. I liked the camera movement, but I need more than one asset for my spot. So if you click on this, and you'll see here at the bottom, you'll see a tab, and it's called Same Series. So here, open this, and you'll see all of the assets that were shot within that same shoot. So you can see here your main model in the center is scattered throughout these other assets. So what's great is that maybe one asset will be, for a spot on YouTube, another one will be for a spot on Instagram, and you want to mix it up. So that's really excellent, an excellent tip. And okay, so now I'll go back to my board, and so why don't you, let me scroll through this. Is there an asset that you like? Those are the three terms, the three tips I wanted to show you. So the Boolean, using the term not, keywords, and then how to find a same series within that asset. So is there one here that you like that you think could potentially work for millennial going back to the workplace?
Absolutely. Also, the girl with the coffee on her desk, very relatable. I feel like that's also one of those things that everyone looks for, the ways that, kind of tie us all together. So this was fantastic. I also don't think I've ever used a board. So this makes me happy. It's like my own little Getty Images Pinterest. I love it. Thank you so much.
Yeah, it really is. And you can even add notes here for your colleagues just on this little blurb here, so you can share it amongst your team. Well, thank you for, being my pretend client.
Yeah, I will be using these clips. So when you see them in brand videos, don't be surprised, because this was fantastic. And it's so helpful. I've never used the term not. So I know a lot of times we have that issue where this would be great, but we don't want them looking at camera. So I'm going to be using that a lot. Thank you so much.